New cases, positivity rate, and hospitalizations are all on the rise here in Ohio. Hear the stern warning from Governor DeWine to wear your mask.
University Hospitals is in charge of several clinical trials to fight COVID-19, where they stand and the other illnesses they could treat in the future.
If we had more research and we had more drugs, a lot more of my friends would be living longer lives.
Fighting for awareness, the type of breast cancer some say is going under the radar and should be talked about more.
And it is Tech Tuesday. Right now there are thousands of items on sale for Amazon Prime Day. Our gadget guru is going to tell us which deals are worth cashing in on right now.
And make your own wine? Sign me up. The new trend is taking off, so one winery is supplying the materials to help you make it at home. What's new starts right now.
And now, live from WKYC Studios, this is What's New.
Oh my goodness, here it is, Tuesday already. Amazon Prime Day.
It's here.
Lots of people buzzing about all the deals that they are or are not finding. I'm finding a lot of people saying they're not finding a lot.
Yeah, I'm hearing it's not as great as people expected it to be.
If you got something that you want specifically and you can get a deal on it, good. Otherwise, you're just trolling for random things.
Yeah,
And
conspicuous consumption's bad.
that's not good. But
Very
we'll
bad.
talk more about Amazon Prime Day coming up in just a little bit. We have a busy day happening here otherwise.
Yeah, we do. Thanks so much for choosing What's New with Betsy Kling. I'm Jay Crawford. A lot going on, Betsy, so let's jump right in.
Yeah, we're going to start with today's COVID-19 numbers. 1,447 cases were reported within the last 24 hours. That's 17 more cases than yesterday. And the state is beginning to see a consistent uptick in numbers. As a result of that, our 21-day average has also been rising and is now above 1,200 a day.
Betsy, our positivity rate continues its slow climb. Today it is at 4.1%, which is still below the WHO's recommended threshold at 5%, but it has steadily been climbing over the last 3 weeks. About 3 weeks ago, it was in the high twos. As has our number of patients in Ohio hospitals. That's really concerning. It's now up 73 more patients in just one day. That number standing at 1,016. Deaths remain well below the 3-week average, though. 12 reported today. That is 6 more than we had yesterday.
And the numbers have the governor warning that we could be looking at a tough winter because of COVID-19. Laura Queso listened to the press briefing today. And Laura, this is going to be concerning for all Ohioans.
It's so true. And Betsy, this all comes down to the numbers, and they're going in the wrong direction. Cases are up. Positivity rate up, hospital admissions also up. The governor says the state needs to prepare for a difficult stretch ahead as we look toward the winter months, as we spend more time indoors. The governor noted that 51 of Ohio's 88 counties are being listed as high incidence or alert level 3 in the state's public health advisory system. And he said things will likely get worse before they get better. But there are things we can all control, and that's what we do.
And what we do collectively is going to determine, frankly, what the next few months are going to be. If we could get mask compliance up 85, 90% in this state, every county, we would fundamentally change what the next few months will be like.
The governor says a vaccine is coming, and judging by the indicators, he believes it'll work. But the timing is something, of course, we cannot control. And today, actually, DeWine said he hopes to have a vaccine for a large section of Ohio by next summer, Betsy. Keyword, next.
Right. There's already been reports of some companies saying nobody's back in the building till the end of next summer. So certainly, I think folks are definitely looking longer down the road.
Exactly.
Thanks, Laura, for the report.
All right, now on to your feet at 5. Same topic. We know that these numbers are on the rise, but do we know why? Well, it's partly common sense. Think about it. It's the same reason that flu numbers spike so high in the winter months. It's because our minutes spent indoors goes way up as the weather gets worse. That is definitely one of the things that we have to keep an eye on. Governor Mike DeWine warning today that the spread of the virus will likely get worse before it gets better, though he and medical experts say people can take practical steps to mitigate a second wave that's expected later this fall and into the winter. Dr. Claudia Hoyen of University Hospital says a key way to combat this is to rethink our social events this year. That includes holiday gatherings.
So, instead of having a cocktail party this year, perhaps people should think about, having a fire pit in the backyard and hot chocolate with their friends. Just because I'm not having turkey with you this year doesn't mean I don't love you. It just means that I do love you, and that I'm trying to keep you safe.
I think it should be pointed out, even though I have turkey with some people every year, doesn't mean I love you. It's your family. You have them in, whether you want to or not. Hey, Betsy, you know how it goes. Dr. Hoyen stresses this, and this is what we heard the governor say it. We've heard this since the pandemic began. You need to wear masks even when indoors. And this is something that may be new for some folks, because you see people go into a restaurant and as soon as they sit down, they take the mask off and they keep it off the whole time. Experts are saying even when inside the restaurant, between bites, put on your mask. And that includes even at your home, at your dinner table, when you have friends that are over, you're eating with someone outside of family. It does make a difference.
Well, on the vaccine front, 2 companies are now pausing their COVID-19 clinical trials. This is not just vaccine, this is also treatment related. Late this afternoon, Eli Lilly paused its enrollment for the antibody treatment. The move took place because an independent data safety monitoring board recommended it. They have some safety concerns about the trial. And then late last night, Johnson & Johnson paused its clinical trials for its COVID-19 vaccine. The company said one of its participants became sick and they don't know why. The patient is now being evaluated by an independent organization. It's unclear if the person was given a placebo or the actual experimental vaccine. Johnson & Johnson was in the final stages of testing on that one. Yesterday, Monica Robbins, our senior health reporter, told us all about how these testing results go and then they break and then they go and then they pause. Every little step is certainly monitored very carefully. But back here at home, University Hospitals is involved in dozens of these types of clinical trials, trying to find solutions to treat coronavirus. So now Monica joins us live with more on that. Hi, Monica.
Hey, Betsy. Yeah, all of our hospitals are on the front lines of this research, but University Hospitals actually has 138 clinical trials ongoing right now. You heard me right, 138. They're looking for therapies for mild, moderate to severe disease, how to stop inflammation that the virus causes, how to prevent lung and heart damage it can lead to, and those first fast remedies that doctors can give when someone is diagnosed that can stop it in its tracks. Now, there's some good news. Some of the studies actually had to close or pause. Dr. Grace McCumsey explains why.
A lot of these studies are closing. They're suffering from low enrollment. The sponsors, I just got one today that they said the sponsor gave up on it because there are no patients to enroll. Yes, there are a lot of cases still, but the cases are switching from the very serious hospitalized into ICU to seeing a lot of the milder cases where people are home. They may feel bad, but they're still home.
So that's actually good news. And some of the studies involve genetics, trying to figure out what may predispose someone to not only get the virus, but also why they get very sick from it. And the bigger benefit is that some of these therapies may actually be beneficial in treating other respiratory diseases like flu. So all of this research is going to help all of us down the road, Bets.
Well, I know all eyes were on the White House and Washington, D.C. when President Donald Trump was diagnosed. He was given the best care in the world and came out. So a lot of people were watching these treatment options. What does the doctor think the next big weapon will be in the fight against COVID?
Actually, the 2 things that he received, she said research into antivirals like remdesivir that blocks the virus when it's given quickly after diagnosis. And they're actually working with Yale for an outpatient trial on an antiviral that patients can get a pill, take it for 7 days, and they're done. And they're hoping to start recruiting for that in the next week or so. Now, the other treatment is that Regeneron type treatment, the monoclonal antibodies treatment that the president received. They're making antibodies in the lab that can actually block the virus from entering more cells. And I'm going to have more on this at 6. But these are 2 things that, doctors, we hope, will be able to have in their back pocket. So as soon as somebody's diagnosed, bam, bam, they give them both to them. And hopefully that is what's going to stop the virus in its track. Think of it like Tamiflu. how Tamiflu kind of shortens the duration of the flu, sort of on the same lines. That's what they're looking for right now, is the 1-2 punch right at the beginning.
Monica, we always appreciate your insight and your easy to understand explanations. So thank you so much for that. We look forward to your report on what matters most. Jay?
Yeah, that 3 minutes or so was the most information-packed 3 minutes I've seen on the virus in months. Well, it is day 2 of the confirmation hearings for Supreme Court nominee Amy Coney Barrett. And today, lawmakers moved into the questioning phase. Our Russ Mitchell joins us now from the news desk. He has the very latest on what's going on Capitol Hill. Hello, Russ.
Hello, Jay. Good afternoon to you. It was a day of word jousting and tough questions. Judge Barrett was asked several times to take positions on several issues, including abortion and LGBTQ rights. She was also pressed on how she might rule on a case challenging the Affordable Care Act. The court is supposed to hear that case a week after the election. Barrett echoed the answers used by most Supreme Court nominees these days, saying she felt it was inappropriate to comment on pending litigation. She also said she will not be influenced by the president when making a decision.
There's a suggestion that I have an agenda that I want to strike down people's protection for pre-existing conditions. That's just not true.
On the topic of racism, Barrett, who has 7 children, 2 adopted from Haiti, called it a problem and spoke of a painful, heartfelt conversation she had with her kids about the George Floyd case. But she stopped short of calling racism in America systemic. She faces another day of questioning tomorrow, and a vote could come in 2 weeks. So, Jay, moving very fast. This was not as contentious as the Kavanaugh hearings. Like I said, a lot of word jousting, a lot of legalese there, but it was interesting to watch them go back and forth, and she was a pretty cool customer most of the day.
She held up very well, and your point about it being completely different from the Kavanaugh hearing, Russ, at this point, it looks like 180 degrees different. A lot less contentious.
Yep, one more day, though.
That's a good thing, I think, for our country. We don't need to see that again. Russ, thanks. We'll see you at the bottom of the hour.
Thank you.
Betsy?
All right, everybody. I know it's Prime Day, and it's also Tech Tuesday. And today, Apple revealed a new line of products, including a new mini HomePod speaker, the iPhone 12, the iPhone 12 mini, and the iPhone 12 Pro Max, which has the biggest iPhone screen ever. It is giant. These are the first iPhones with 5G and include features like a new design and colors, a new scratch-resistant screen, dual camera system, and wireless magnetic charging accessories that snap on the back. The new phones, these new iPhone models, will not include headphones or a charger, but they will include a charging cable. This is to help reduce the company's carbon footprint. The iPhone 12 mini starts at a not so mini $699. Right?
Yeah, that's not so many. But you know, they have, if you're one of the people that have to have the latest and the greatest,
right,
then it's easy to get caught up in that.
It
but
is.
What I've noticed is, like, I was comparing, because I just got a new iPhone, I was comparing my most recent iPhone to the first one I had.
Right.
And yeah, there's little things, but it's the same device,
right,
essentially.
Well, they're saying this iPhone 12 Pro Max is even larger, right? So
yeah,
this is my iPad. I figure we're kind of just putting the iPad up like this nowadays. This is going to be your phone. This is about how big it is.
I hope not. I thought at one point
It's
they
not
were too
quite that
big.
big.
No, I know, but I
Actually, it
like
could
the
be
trend
about-
is smaller.
Could be about a third of it, though. That's about the 6.7. It's huge.
If it doesn't fit in your pocket, it won't sell well. That's one thing the industry has learned.
You need a man bag.
That won't happen. I can't find my wallet half the time.
Oh, well, I can
So-
look up some Prime Day deals for you. They have these little key fobs. I know all the Prime Day deals coming in the next hour. I have them all watch listed.
Incredible. Betsy is a deal finder.
Oh,
Well,
man bag.
still to come on What's New. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, but not all types of breast cancer get enough awareness. What some people are doing to bring metastatic breast cancer to the forefront.
Then John Travolta shares a tribute to his late wife in honor of her birthday. We'll have all the details coming up in Pop Break.
And Jason is in for Matt Wintz today. Jason, what's coming up in this beautiful weather forecast?
Hey there, Jay. Well, overall today was a lovely one, right? We saw temperatures warming up into the 60s, plenty of sunshine, but we do have a big change on the way that involves not only some rain showers, but some of us waking up to temperatures in the 30s. Sun timing on when after the break.
Well, today is Metastatic Breast Cancer Awareness Day. That's a type of cancer that is treatable, but it's incurable.
Betsy, still, patients are finding hope. As Tiffany Tarpley tells us, a local woman is in this fight, not only for herself, but to make sure others diagnosed with the illness can have a full life.
Time is precious. Celebrating milestones with family unmatched. But this special day, the union of her daughter and son-in-law is one Alice Santuri didn't think she'd get to experience.
I didn't actually think I'd make it to their wedding because when you're diagnosed, you don't know anything that's going to happen.
In 2015, this Mentor-on-the-Lake mother and wife was diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer at the age of 47. Metastatic breast cancer is breast cancer that is spread to other parts of the body. For Santuri, it was her spine. Stage 4, treatable, but incurable.
A median survival rate is 24 to 36 months. So I am blessed to still be here and surviving, and that's all due to research.
It's been 5 years since her diagnosis. The now 52-year-old and others are pushing for that research through More Fight, More Strong, a national movement in honor of 32-year-old Jessica Moore, who died after her diagnosis. Here in Cleveland, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse, and Terminal Tower will shine a light on metastatic breast cancer, lit in the colors pink, green, and teal.
If we had more research and we had more drugs, a lot more of my friends would be living longer lives too.
Not all heroes wear capes. Santuri is on a mission, working full-time, active daily, living her best life.
I got my Ford convertible Mustang. I went to Italy. I got to see where my mom was born. You just have to live life to its fullest. There is hope. There's a lot of hope out there.
And so Medivivor is an organization putting all fundraising proceeds toward metastatic breast cancer research. For more information about them, if you'd like to donate, just check out WKYC.com. You'll find it in this story. And our landmarks here in Cleveland and landmarks across the country will light up in support around 7 o'clock tonight, Betsy. She was just such an incredible woman and such an incredible spirit to
She's
speak
a warrior.
with her.
We're so proud of her.
Yes.
So she is definitely going to be encouraging a lot of women without even knowing she has done it. So that is the best gift you could possibly give. Thank you so much, Tiffany. All right, we're going to change directions now, head outside for a little weather update, because I tell you what, if you didn't get outside at all today, whoo, you missed out. It is fantastic out there. Jason, I have to shout out your fall decor in the background there. Is that one of Romney's specialty pumpkins that she has put together?
Yes, this is. Sure is. Yep, that's it. So, if the wife does something really good, you got to show it off on TV, right? I mean, a few brownie points I'm trying to earn here. So I appreciate you.
Very good newlywed manners there, Jason, certainly. And Romney has a real gift with calligraphy, and she loves to do special things. So thanks for sharing that with us, Jason.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? One of the things I'm going to share with you is some bad news for those of you that don't like cold weather. You're not going to like my forecast, because some of you are going to be waking up to temperatures in the upper 30s. But first, let's talk about what's going to be happening tonight. I mean, I think overall tonight is going to be a beautiful night to get outside and to watch the sunset, which should be happening here within about the next hour and a half. Diane was outside over in Euclid Beach Park yesterday, and she snapped this photo. Thanks, Diane. I appreciate you. If you have an interesting weather photo, you can upload it to the WKYC app. It's the second option that's on there. So right around this time, we were talking about breezy conditions yesterday with winds potentially gusting up to about 30 or 40 miles per hour. You can see that the winds are slowly starting to die down. They're ranging anywhere between 5 and about 9 miles per hour. And Doppler radar right now, things are looking beautiful across Northeast Ohio. And it's pretty much that way across much of the Midwest right now. We do have a smaller system that's moving to the north over in not only Canada, but also Michigan, but that is expected to stay north. So we are not expecting any precipitation for the next 24 hours. Temps right now, they're gorgeous, right? We're in the mid 60s across much of Northeast Ohio, including right here in downtown Cleveland at 64 degrees, 67 down in Akron, 65 over in Canton. And regionally, we do have a pocket of warm air You can see it right there with St. Louis checking in at 79 degrees. But behind that, over in Bismarck, North Dakota, it is 59 degrees. That cooler air is what is going to be shifting in our direction here within the next 72 hours or so. One of the things that we meteorologists like to look at is what's going on in the upper levels, the jet stream. It's pretty much what separates cold Canadian air from warm air from our south. And you're going to notice here that by the latter half of the week, we are going to start to get more cooler air into our region. So that's why when I first told you at the top of the show about some of those upper 30s, yep, they're coming. National Design on hour-by-hour forecast, so it'll be a calm evening. We'll see temperatures dipping down to the low 50s and some 40s in the overnight hours. And then tomorrow, overall, should be a pretty nice one once again. However, by the evening time, we'll see increasing amounts of clouds. Here's a look right now at your Universal Windows Direct 7-day forecast. High temperature tomorrow of 70 degrees, 67 by Thursday, and then that cooler air gets here by Friday, and we could end up seeing our next chance for some rain. We'll have some more news and weather right after this.
A loving birthday tribute from a popular actor, stars from the same show with a very public beef, and what to expect from season 4 of The Crown. We have it all in today's Pop Break.
John Travolta is celebrating the birthday of his late wife, Kelly Preston, with a beautiful throwback pic of their wedding night. Kelly passed away earlier this year from stage 4 breast cancer and left behind John and their 2 children, Ella and Benjamin. What a beautiful way to remember a soul gone too soon. One of the stars of the CW's Charmed reboot is calling out the show's original actors for what she says is embarrassing behavior. During a recent Instagram Live, Holly Marie Combs and Rose McGowan, who starred in the original show on the WB, said the reboot sucks and were talking poorly about the show. New star Sarah Jeffrey called out the actors on Twitter, saying that she thinks their behavior is, quote, sad and quite frankly pathetic, and that she hopes they find happiness elsewhere and not in putting women of color down. Yikes. And we're only 1 month away from the new season of The Crown dropping on Netflix, so it's only fitting that they should release a trailer of the highly anticipated 4th season.
Here is the stuff of which fairy tales are made. the prince and princess on their wedding day.
The new trailer makes no mistake in pointing out that much like Princess Di's time on Earth, this season is all about her. This should be good.
Bet you're a big fan, aren't you?
I have chills. I'm so excited about that.
It's like a month away is all.
I don't know if you remember, but a few years ago, Princess Diana's dress, the wedding dress, came to Cleveland. It was at the Western Reserve Historical Society.
Did you see it?
Oh, yes. We spent hours there. It was so fantastic, but it was just like you turned the corner and there it was. And I was immediately transported being a little girl again, getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning to watch the wedding. It was really magical.
Very cool. I'm glad you're a big fan of the show. I probably should see at least one episode, right?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. I'll try to fit that in this season.
We'll get you caught up for sure. I'll tell
yep.
you what, it is Prime Day. Jay, I did find some tactical fanny packs on sale.
All right.
There's all kinds of good stuff. Tactical, that means manly.
I know what that means.
It's kind of a man bag, but it's a cool man bag.
Yeah, all the kids are wearing them now.
We're trying, right?
All right, okay.
Well, I'll tell you what, it is Prime Day. There's so many gizmos and gadgets that are on sale right now. We have our tech expert coming along to give you the hottest deals.
Then, you know the drill. You order all these things, Bets, and you have boxes, and you have plastic bags, and you have those cool bubble wraps. But what can you recycle, and what is just straight trash? We're going to try to make sense of all of it. That's coming up.
Alrighty, and making your own wine. This is kind of a new pandemic hobby for a lot of people. We're live at a winery that's going to help you out.
$100 off, super lightweight. They have THX spatial audio.
I believe so. I believe I turned on just to make sure I didn't screw up like yesterday. All good. What can I say? I try.
And now, live from WKYC Studios, this is What's New.
To the program, along with Betsy Kling, I'm Jay Crawford. Betsy is very busy trying to find for lack of a better term, a merce for me.
It's a tactical man bag. It's like
it's a merce. It's a man purse.
Yes.
Call it what it is.
Very machismo style.
Okay.
I promise.
All right. Send me the best link that you have. The best link that you find.
Well, there's options. See, this is kind of like buying a purse for a woman. There's options.
No, I'm so easy to shop for. If once I find something I like, that's it. I don't need to look anymore.
All right.
I'm done.
Well, the menu is coming your way.
Oh, by the way, I know you gave Jason credit for it, but I'm going to give you some of the credit for it too. Today, 5-star weather day.
It's a beautiful day today.
Oh my goodness,
Certainly.
just gorgeous.
Which kind of makes it hard to stay inside
Very hard.
and do the Prime Day shopping. So I was shopping on my walk today too, checking out my deals for sure. And, you know, I'm sure the work at home thing suddenly took a very dramatic and beneficial twist today, as you can be as distracted as you want to be while doing your Prime Day shopping. Amazon Prime kicked off today, of course, and that's going to bring us to our top talker, Tech Tuesday, because it is on. Mario Armstrong, a Today Show contributor, joins us live with some of the best tech deals to cash in on this week. Mario, there has got to be some really cool stuff.
Yeah.
But you know, it's funny. It's like you said, that conspicuous, like just like shopping for just like looking, you're like trolling for everything. It's like I've had to really work hard to find some great deals. And really what it starts with is like, what do you actually think you need? But more importantly, what can you buy for someone else in advance of a birthday or an anniversary or the holidays? So that's a really good time for you to take advantage of a lot of these deals.
It is. Mario, one of the things that's been popular really the last couple of years, I know they're still big, are those robot vacuums. A little bit creepy, but a lot cool. I see you have an iRobot there. Why that one over the others, and how much does it cost? Look at that thing.
So these things are not inexpensive. However, today on Prime Day, they're starting at $199, which is a different price level than what you're used to hearing. Now, the one that I'm holding is a little bit more expensive, and that's where the savings get really big. So we're talking $200 off. Something normally costs $799 is now $599. Now look, we let this thing run. We actually gave it a name. It's called Gus. And Gus runs around and cleans our carpets. And you can actually, it works with Alexa, it works with your Wi-Fi. It has a smartphone app where you can create zones where you want it to actually go. So I really like the iRobot Roomba versus some of the others because they've really been in the robot game from the beginning. Like they really created the robot vacuum game, that is. And so they last longer, they're more durable to me. And my favorite feature is if it dies while it's cleaning, it knows to send itself back to the base station, recharge itself, and then go back to where it left off to pick up.
How does it do with regurgitating Legos and Shopkins?
I haven't had Legos on the floor, but that's a good one. And what's also great about it is once you send it out by voice, you can send it out or use the app. It has a base station now where it goes back to dispense itself. So you're not grabbing bags or cleaning or bringing pollen or dust or allergens into the air. It self-cleans.
Cool.
All right, Mario, gaming. This is like the bonanza of gaming devices day. What's your best deals you're seeing?
You know, and it's not just best deals. It's like parents and others look to me for like, just tell me what to get my kid, Mario. I don't know what to get. So I'm going to give you twofold. You're going to get a bonus on the savings and the right things to get. Number one, if your gamer uses a keyboard. Now, these are real gamers that game with their keyboards, not just the consoles. You can get the Razer Black Widow Elite mechanical gaming keyboard. It normally is $169. Today, it's $89. So that's almost 50% off. It's got great speed and accuracy. Gamers love this. It's a quieter keyboard, so it's not noisy. It's ergonomic, and it also has a lot of colors for the backlit display on the keyboard, which a lot of gamers like to set their environment. It's got 4.7 out of 5 stars, so it's a good get.
Okay.
Pretty neat.
Pretty sweet.
And then
I
the
feel
other
like
thing you need is headphones too, though. You got to have the keyboard, but then you got to have the headphones as well. That's another bigger for gamers. So Razer Gamer headphones, $100 off for these gamer headphones, which are really, really great. They're $129, so they're not inexpensive, but they're regularly $229.
All right.
Wow, it's like the anti-AirPod. That is the exact opposite of an AirPod.
Yeah.
It's like putting Princess Leia buns over your hair. That is crazy big, those things.
Hey, you got to be able to land spaceships with this thing.
No. Tell you what.
Mario, sadly, we're out of time. Thank you very much for the info.
Understood.
It's great info. And I think we're getting closer and closer to the Jetsons. That vacuum thing, we're there.
We are getting closer to the Jetsons. And if I can help any Cleveland, hit me up on Instagram at Mario Armstrong, and I'll help your viewers out if I can.
Awesome. Thank you very much for that. Appreciate it. Have a good one, Mario.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very good stuff. Okay, it is right now 5 minutes past the bottom of the hour. That means it's time to say hello again to Russ Mitchell. He's been monitoring the big headlines of the day and joins us now to fill us in. Hi, Russ.
I got to follow Mario. That was pretty interesting.
Yeah, very interesting. I think I could listen to him for about an hour.
Yeah, I feel like the drummer of some obscure rock band following the Stones now, but we'll give it a shot. Here's what's happening. Social Security recipients will get more money next year. The administration announced that seniors will see 1.3% more than monthly check beginning in 2021. However, this is below the 1.6% increase for this year. North Olmsted canceled the rest of its football season after a player tested positive for COVID-19. That player is in isolation, but 9 more students and 2 staff members were exposed. The Cuyahoga County Health Department is now conducting contact tracing. This is the 2nd positive case on the team. In the meantime, Willoughby South football players will head back to practice after a COVID outbreak in the district. This despite the fact that school buildings remain closed and students are learning virtually. Players in different grades will show up at separate times for practice. There will also be temperature checks. So interesting there, the kids are still learning from home, but sports goes on.
Yeah, kind of crazy. Russ, thanks. We'll see you in 24 minutes with What Matters Most at 6.
See ya.
Well, many wine lovers may already know about this, but for others, this might be of interest to you. Making wine at home is a real thing, and a lot of people have been doing it, especially since the pandemic. Our Romney Smith is at Debonnaire Winery in Madison. Romney, it seems that this would be very hard to master, is it?
Jay, I have to tell you, there are several steps you'd have to pay attention to. There are a lot of options. I'll get into that in just a moment. But just keep in mind, this is not like pandemic banana bread. There are a lot more ingredients. It takes a lot more time, patience. But all the customers I spoke with today say it is well worth the effort. What starts as a grape on a vine is quickly turned into fresh pressed juice at DeWine Vineyard in Madison, Ohio.
They had reasonable prices. They got probably the best juice around. You can either press the grapes yourself or you can buy the juice.
The latest trend is people coming in to try juice.
Well, let me try a darker red and then a pinker one.
Then making wine at home.
If you follow the steps, it's attainable. You can really do this, but there is some attention to detail that people need to follow.
DeWine sells everything you need to get started, from the juice to the chemicals to the containers. Chris Conrad has made his own wine for 5 years and has a clear favorite.
Chardonnay so far. I enjoy making the Chardonnay. It's easier wine to make and it ferments faster.
Some advice if you take on the Make Your Own Wine challenge.
The first few times you want to do as little manipulation, and so you might not have to adjust the acid. You don't want to adjust the bricks.
If making your own wine seems scary, you could just enjoy the juice.
Nothing like a fresh glass of grape juice on Sunday morning.
Or start a new hobby. That will take a few weeks to determine if you've been successful.
Start small. Maybe just a couple gallons at a time.
Now, you have to keep in mind, if you're like me and it's a little too intimidating, you could just buy the wine, which is what I did today. But if you want to give it a go, even if you buy your wine today or tomorrow, it's still going to take a while, right? You might have a first good batch by either the holidays or New Year, and there's a difference because of the difference in red and white, correct?
The red and whites are different. The whites might be ready a little bit sooner. The reds you might want to age a little bit.
And that's because of the flavor profile?
Yes, exactly.
And speaking of flavors, Jay, Betsy, I heard you had a question for us.
First of all, have you tried the product? Do you like it?
Yes, of course I do. It is good. I mean, you can't come to a vineyard and not.
No, listen,
it is good. It is.
Of course.
There's a lot of wine to try. And speaking of that, Jay, behind me, I alluded to it. Those are different flavors, right?
How many different kinds can they make?
Yes, we bring in about 25 to 30 different varietals every year.
Wow.
We grow them here at Debonnaire, so they're estate grown.
And when I'm speaking about estate, Jay and Betsy, up to 30 different flavors. So that's 30 different kinds of wine you can make at home. And this is not a small operation. How many acres are here?
We have 160 acres of vines that we harvest our grapes from. And the nice thing, too, about all these different varieties, you can blend them or have them on their own or blend them. So you can, again, just be creative with them.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And this is the wine master right here. So I have to let you guys know, 30 different kinds of wine. You can buy the grapes, you can buy the juice, you can make your own wine, which means a lot of time during the winter months to try to do this. But you need to get your juice now. They don't go on to the end of the year. So certainly come on out to Madison, Ohio. It's a beautiful farm. in the
I
vineyard.
bet.
Thank you,
yeah.
guys.
And I'm sure they are good. But Betsy would like to just make sure. So if you can, she'd like to maybe sample a little bit later on.
Very important.
Yeah, very important.
We'll
have
see.
multiple.
It is. We have to maintain the integrity of the journalism by making sure it's good.
Right.
That's right. She needs to taste it. She needs to be able to prove it. Romney, thank you. We enjoyed it. Ahead on What's New,
guys.
voters in Cuyahoga County, we have some news for you concerning ballot drop boxes. That's coming up next.
All right, it has been a beautiful day today, but we know what this means when we get to mid-October. We get a great day, and then it starts to change kind of fast on us, and the back and forth is expected to continue. Jason Fraser joins us now with an update on our forecast. Hey, Jay.
I call it the roller coaster of October. I mean, it's just, you go from warm to cold, and it's just something that Romney just isn't going to enjoy.
Well, she'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Like I said yesterday, buy her new coat.
She'll figure it out.
There's some deals on Prime Day I could probably find for you.
Prime shopping.
Let me get busy with that.
I was just gonna say that. Yeah, do me a favor. Just send me some recommendations. I appreciate it. Hi, everybody. Matt Wentz is off tonight, so I am filling in. So I have to be the bearer of bad news and tell you that we got some cooler weather ahead. But first, let's talk about the sunsets that we saw across much of Northeast Ohio. Take a look at this picture that one of our viewers, Heidi, over in Parma, had sent to us. Thank you so much. She used the WKYC app. We should see some beautiful sunrises here in the next hour. So I'd love to see what it looks like in your neighborhood. Just upload it via the WKYC app. It's the second option that's on there. So yesterday, this time, we were talking a lot about the winds and the fact that they were going to be gusting up to about 40 miles per hour. And as you can see, the winds are finally starting to die down. We got a light wind that's coming out of the west here. It's ranging anywhere from 5 to about 9 miles per hour. Doppler radar, things are looking beautiful across our area. Much wider view, you'll notice that it's pretty much the same story across much of the Midwest. We got a little storm system that's trying to make its way across Michigan, but the good news is for us, that is going to stay well north of our area. Temps right now, they're pretty beautiful. We're sitting in the 60s, including 62 over in Ashtabula, 65 down in Canton, and 66 over in Norwalk. And regionally, we got a pocket of warm air that is slowly making its way south of us. So you'll notice over in Little Rock, Arkansas, it's 75, and over in St. Louis, it's 79. That pocket of air is going to continue to move eastward. However, we got some cooler air over in the Bismarck, North Dakota area where it's 59 right now. That's going to slowly make its way. It's going to be pretty much aided by the dip in the jet stream that you are going to see here. Starting right around Thursday, things are going to slowly start to get a little bit cooler, and by Friday, there's going to be a huge trough pretty much in that jet stream, and that's going to allow some cooler air to move across our region. National Design Mart hour-by-hour forecast. So overnight, we're going to drop down into the 40s and see mostly clear skies. Tomorrow morning, it's going to be a beautiful sunrise, and we'll wake up to temperatures in the 40s. And I think tomorrow, depending on the cloud cover, we'll likely make it up into the upper 60s. I think some spots will even hit the 70-degree mark. Universal Windows Direct 7-day forecast, and you'll notice that tonight we'll go down to the upper 40s, 67 for Thursday, and then this weekend, Betsy, we are going to cool out. I think some spots, Betsy, especially on Saturday, could be waking up to temperatures in the upper 30s, so hopefully you haven't put away that coat just yet, because you are definitely going to be needing it.
I haven't put it away. We're just finding what we forgot we had. We're just beginning to dig into the back of the closet. And you know what, Jason? Seriously, there's so much going on with these Prime Day deals and then all the other stores that are doing deals too. There are many options for coats out there. And, you know, when we get to the latter part of the week and the Amazon truck backs up to your house to push out all of the deliveries that you have just ordered, you have to unpack all those purchases. So what do you do with all that stuff that your stuff has been coming in? Well, there are recycling options, and Amazon has this all laid out on a part of their site called Amazon Second Chance, and it's called recycling your packaging, literally. Now, the paper padded mailers, this is not the kind with the plastic bubble wrap. This is the paper through and through. That is good to go straight into the recycling bin. It's all paper. And the boxes, now this is all based on restrictions in your own place where you live and how recycling goes, but typically, if you break them down, you pack them down, you can put them out on the curb for recycling or take them to a cardboard recycling receptacle, which are located all around town.
Yeah, and those are nice because a lot of times the boxes, even when you break them down, they don't fit into the recycling can.
Yeah.
So load up the back of your car or whatever you have and take it to one of those bins.
And
it's
one
so
thing
easy,
to remember
one stop.
too, take the address label off if you have a chance to do that.
Yes.
Cut it off.
And tape. If there's tape, take the tape off. They don't want that. Now, you've seen, we all know, these white and blue plastic mailers and the plastic like air pillows. We've all used them. Check your city's rules first. Some cities will take plastic film, others don't. So here's how you find it. And I think this is so cool. You just go to the Amazon site and you type in your zip code and they're going to tell you all you need to know about what your city allows or doesn't allow when it comes to recycling. And lastly, these paper mailers with the air bubbles, just throw them in the trash.
What a waste.
I know it's a waste, but Bets, you can't recycle them. And a lot of people do recycle them because they think it's plastic, you can go in there. But, you know, unless, what I've done is if it's a really good envelope and it can be reused.
Yeah, reuse it.
I reuse it. I don't just throw it out.
That's helpful.
So that's sort of recycling, but do not put that stuff into the recycling bin.
Again, you're looking for Amazon Second Chance. That's a part of their website that has all this information. We also made it really easy for you to find on our Prime Day coverage, WKYC.com. Easy peasy. All right, well, coming up, a very popular rapper sent a special message to a young boy battling cancer, and it made his day. We love showing you something good.
Then we have some good news about the Metro Parks, the programs that will once again be available to visitors.
Sue Clark just put on my Facebook feed. Giant Eagle will take the air pillow plastic in their plastic recycling bins at the stores. So we're keeping a close eye on all of that for you. Thank you very much for that, Sue. It's time now for Clicking in Cleveland, and we start with the political hot potato that Northeast Ohio is clicking on. Cuyahoga County now has a second absentee ballot drop-off location. This is video of the first one. Now keep in mind the second one, it's right across the street from the first one. That's right across the street in the in the parking lot for the CSU Campus International School on East 30th between Euclid and Chester in downtown Cleveland. They added the second collection box in an effort to keep traffic flowing more smoothly. Good luck with that as more and more of those are dropped off. Well, the Cleveland Metro Parks are bringing back outdoor education programs. If you've not done this with your family, it is phenomenal. Starting this Saturday, park naturalists will be offering a whole host of hikes for kids of all ages. Among the 40 programs per week, themes include birding, history, night hikes, which are super fun, and family-friendly hikes too. Groups will be limited to 10 at a time to follow the CDC guidelines. You can find more information at the Metro Parks webpage. And we have absolutely been loving the fall photos that you have been sending us. Really gorgeous shots all around town as the leaves are changing color. Please keep them coming. And keep in mind, when you have the latest version of our WKYC app, we have made it so easy for you to send us your pictures. Take your picture, go into your picture holding database, whatever it's called. Mine's called Photos. Hit the share button from your camera roll and then pick the WKYC app. You go right to the app then where a little form comes up and you can tell us all about your picture, and hopefully we'll get to use it on the air or online. How about that?
Pretty cool. I like it. Okay, where are we going? Tell me.
We're going to break and we'll be right back.
What'd you say? Yes. This is not over. A virtual press conference is set for tomorrow where 200 former OSU athletes will request the NCAA and Big Ten investigate the university.
What about now? Good evening, I'm Laura Queso and I'm Russ Mitchell. We begin tonight with new information on the Ohio State sex scandal.
Hey, testing 1, 2, 3, 4. We begin tonight 3 for 3. Hundreds of male athletes. Say a team.
Okay, we wrap it up with our Show Us Something Good. It's an emotional one, too. Rapper Drake sent a special surprise message to a 14-year-old who's battling brain cancer. His reaction, priceless.
Zalik, what's up? My brother Mustafa hit me the other day and informed me of the extremely tough situation that you're fighting through. send you some love and some admiration and some respect.
Yeah, the look, Betsy, says it all. Drake also told Zellick that as a fan of his, that he's a fan of his rather, and he told him to stay strong. And you can't measure what that means for that young man.
Getting dusty in here.
Pretty cool. It is. That's all the time we have for now. We invite you to join us tomorrow for an all-new What's New at 5 o'clock.
That's right. I'm looking hard for man bags right now, everybody. What matters most, though,